22 years later, they say we're still healing, still stretching, still dreaming that no one was coming to save us, that no one was going to save us. From this place we come from. We come from a place where dreams go to die, where we pray towards the sun but dream towards the moon, where bloodstains mean wedding bells and the screams of those swayed hips is a declaration of war. No wonder a woman's body is a country, where mothers battle an egotistic man and an over-entitled son, still calling it care at its finest. This is the reality of my Nigeria. Years after years, we asked our country when her story changed from this tender girl with hopes and promises, the one that made men mad with love, even some jealous, to this girl I barely recognize. We asked these questions of freedom, of justice, of dignity, beneath an angry sun with bodies hunched like question marks. The echoes of our anger, blowing wild like breeze, these children of anger you called us, but we stood, dared our hearts to be still, our soul defiant. Do you remember the day our anger rose like the Capitol, like NSAS, rose like bombs in Mubi, rose like chaos, like madness, like God, asserting that just maybe we amounted for something, amounted for hope, the same hope that built this country and 3 years later broke it apart in 1966. The same hope that brought us out in thousands, calling it Biafra, calling it NSAS, calling democracy, fighting its tyranny, just something of a name that represented what we wished for, what we prayed for, what we fought for. Came out in thousands during Balewa, during Abacha. We came out during Adua, Jonathan, during Buhari, said we are here, we are ready, take us and deliver that promise. But they said we were not ready, that we will forget. But we will never forget, for forgiveness is a thing we buried in the ground to remind us of Biafra, to remind us of NSAS, to remind us of Abiola, of Bayelsa, to remind us of Mubi, of Yobe, of Bama, of Chibok, of Katsina, of Zamfara. But we will never forget. We shall also not forget when we stood and held the secret in our mouth till the rot came, when we allowed a valid reason to be. Boys will always be boys, and Aisha should have been covered, or better still, should have been home. When everything we refused to acknowledge came back that day, from the boys we left hungry to the preachers we left untamed, they all came back. Like that ocean, raging, coming back to reclaim everything it has lost, and swallowing anything and everything that refuses to be moved. We held it in, refused to come out and vote, said it wouldn't count, allowed the wrong ones think they are right, accepting to be outnumbered, forgetting that only the young can run. We watched on TV as our cousins burnt down our houses. We dared say nothing. Instead, we told them to come. Said everyone had a skeleton in his cupboard and the Nigerian God is a forgiving one. Told them to show us their humors on YouTube and dangle the flag of Chibok in our faces. Allow us make punchlines out of placards. Just give it time, we said, believing that time heals all wounds, and these wounds we now carry like medals on our backs, too heavy on our chest, in our mouths, rotten to the core. But even in the light of all of these madness, we are still proud. Proud because our grandfathers built a whole region from groundnuts, hit their chest, dared even the pharaohs to come. Proud of a century of stories, told to generations as things fell apart beneath the arrow of God, watching us still burn under half a yellow sun. Proud of Naija of dreamers like water, of paystack and flutter wave, a piggy vest of talent, like the Adetiba of visuals, the Uzi Usman of script, the Kutis and Bongos of voice, Anthony Joshua of punches, Tony Elumelu of impact, Dangote and Otedola of bags, tigers like Ahmed Musa, young green hearts of agriculture like Hafaz, proud of a Naija of vastness, from Nkonjo Iweala to Amina J. Muhammad, Wizkid to classic, Tiwa to Afro Dija, from Arewa to the Delta, proud of trainings of Mama Tawo and of our resilient youth, radiant green to sparkling white. God, you are doing so well. So here is to my Naija of storytellers, Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, Chimamanda, Naija of wordsmiths like me, like titilope, like Bash, like Dike, speaking words to power, to reality, like water, and hearts like fire, flags billowing a future that's nearer. Here is to Naija, with our glass cracked and standing, half empty and half full, half empty with this promise of yesterday, half full with promises of tomorrow. A glass to Naija, held in multitude by our dreams, connected by our wills, a Naija of dreamers, dreamers like you, dreamers like water, waters of endless possibilities.